Hello there, everybody. Hi, 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 hi. This is Dr. Lisa Brewer. I am Heart Inspiration. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to get right into this. We are talking about the new moon in Aries from an astrological standpoint. This is part two of this discussion. And in this discussion, we're going to talk about how the future is yours. The previous discussion, we were talking about time to wake up. And I never like to leave you guys with something that feels super heavy and not have some way out, right? So I want to give you the positive sides of everything right now. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you were a previous subscriber, welcome back home. And if you're looking for everything and anything that has to do with spirituality and the health of your soul, your spirit, and the wealth of your pocketbook as well. We do talk about business and some other things here, as well as just astrological tarot and other spiritual topics. This is the place for you. It's kind of a variety channel at the moment, and I kind of like that because I want to talk about what I want to talk about. But today we're going to talk about the new moon in Aries that is on the 21st of March. It is at its height at about 123 Central. So figure that out in your local area. I'm going to bring up the chart. We're going to talk about this new moon from a different perspective. Okay, why is that not working? I tell you, already struggle, not streaming this time, but struggle recording. I'll tell you that. All right, here we go. We are going to now present and share my screen, and it should now work. Here we go. So this is the chart. I showed this the last stream. We'll have links to that, and it'll be at the end of this video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in New Orleans, so it's a lot going on. But we want to I want to shout out Jamie Partridge of Astrology King for putting this chart up. It's real super simple, a lot simpler than some of the ones that I typically share with you. So I wanted to keep it super, super duper simple. All right. Now, let's talk about this chart again. You guys, if you saw the other video, you know what we're dealing with here. But if not, here you go. We have our new moon right here at 0 degrees uh, of Aries. I can't really say Aquarius because Aquarius plays a big part in this. 0 degrees of Aries. As such, okay, it is at the most powerful, most potent degree in Aries that it could possibly be in as a new moon. We are going to get the purest form of Aries energy that we could possibly get. That's going to be catapulting us into this new year, because that's really what Aries signifies. When we come into Aries season, it signifies the beginning of the new year in astrology. So the new energetic year. I know by the calendar we celebrate New Year's on January 1st, but that's really in the middle of winter. That's in the middle of Capricorn season. And as far as the universe is concerned, the energy is not renewed. The energy has not started. The energy is not anything. It is still dormant and still rejuvenating and still waiting for um, the springtime to start. You're still kind of making plans. You're still healing up. You're still, in a more sedentary state, not actively growing, not actively saying, you're planning, right? You're not like necessarily taking a ton of action. We do, um, but it's not meant for that. Okay, sorry guys. So here we are at the beginning of what is truly, right? We've had the spring equinox. We're starting springtime. And if you think about it in nature, This is when the trees and the flowers begin to bloom, and if you're in a snowy region, the grass starts peaking up. The snow melts and fortifies and rejuvenates and nourishes the ground so that the ground is ready to receive seeds easily, because the ground is real soggy, and spring is muddy. Well, it's nice to have soft ground, right, to plant a seed in, rather than trying to chop away, and then it's so difficult to plant seeds in tough, hard frozen ground. You almost can't. So this is the perfect time, not only for in nature, right? This is why energetically, this is our new season. This is our new year. And so the new moon represents, as always, a time to set intentions and a time to, clear the deck, to get a goal, 1, 2, or 3, get some solid goals and set some solid intentions. It's very important for us to do that now, because whatever you set into motion now, honestly, is going to be affecting you not only for the next month energetically, but for the next 6 months. We will see the fruition of this in September when we have the Aries full moon. So this is setting a 6-month cycle here. So let's be very careful about what we're putting into motion, but let's also be very bold. Sometimes only being careful means you're stopping yourself from actually growing. Sometimes being very careful means that maybe you're not taking the risk that you need to take, or at least investigating that risk so that you can then reap the rewards, right? So you can reap the rewards. So this is the time, that's the reason why I titled this, The Future is Yours. The potency of this new moon, as far as an Aries new moon to start off the year, has to be probably the strongest that I've seen in the last few years. Definitely. Because we haven't had some major transits happening in the same capacity in the last few years. Definitely that we haven't had Pluto entering into Aquarius. We haven't had Saturn coming into Pisces. We haven't had Gemini hanging out in Mars for forever and a day, and Uranus in Taurus. Like, we've just not had these same placements in years. And so this, beyond any other new moon that I've seen recently, definitely as far as Aries is concerned, is the most potent, the strongest, the most aggressive, energetic, ambitious, forward propelling, get up off your butt and actually do something energy. I've not seen this. I've not seen this. And I know I'm creating this video like 2 days before the actual new moon itself happens. But I feel it's extremely important for me to do so. I feel like it is critical for me to do so. I feel like you've got to not fester on this, because I think for a lot of you guys, you've already been thinking about your future. You've been kind of wavering about what you want and your desires. You've taken maybe some steps, but not really launched yourself in. And this is a new moon. It's time to launch. Okay. What you're going to get is you're going to get a sextile here with Pluto that is exiting Capricorn. It's at 29 degrees Capricorn, but we're already feeling its Aquarian influence. Major changes, financial change, fiscal changes in the financial systems, governmental changes. We're seeing how other structures, like spiritual belief structures or religious structures or political structures, all of the structures that can get taken down and dismantled are. That's also happening. If you were on the other live, you'll know this, but I'll tell you here too, so that you have it here too. Saturn is dismantling this dream state Saturn is dismantling the simulation. And over the next 2.5 years, I believe we will see the reconstruction. We're beginning to see it now, but it's going to come into full sight and full purview in this 3D realm. And then we'll also be seeing the higher construction. So the matrix construction, the higher matrix, right, of the in the fifth dimension and higher. We'll see that construction as it's happening as well, because it's already started. So now you're going to decide which level. And I'm going to recommend that you elevate yourself and be up here, because I don't think I'd want to live in the new matrix that they're creating, the new simulation. It's not going to be. You thought this last one was nasty and hard to deal with. Wait till you see the next 3D version. Blech. Anyway, but Pluto here, right, is sextiling, which means it's like kissing cousins. It's like, hey, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to hang with you, but I'm also going to tell you where you need to turn left when you're trying to turn right or just stand still. I'm going to tell you that you need to push forward rather than just sitting back. I'm going to tell you that you need to stop using those excuses as excuses and move your behind ahead. Stop with the madness. Stop with the madness. Stop with the insanity. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Right? That's where we're at. With that's the cousin that's saying, for the not just your own good but for the greater good, it's time for you to transform internally. Time for you to be like, okay, pride, ego, whether or not I think I'm too old, too young, I don't speak eloquently, or I don't this, or I don't that, I might not look like, everybody thinks, some odd weird standard of beauty or handsomeness or whatever the case is. All these impediments and obstacles, all these portions of imposter syndrome, Pluto being in sextile with the new moon is basically giving you a jolt. It's giving you a shot in the arm, and it's saying, here's the go juice. Now it's time for you to get up and go. It's time for you to do your inner transformation so that you can help the collective, because the collective is about to need you more than you ever could have realized. And the collective, right? The collective itself is slipping into out of the line of sight. In other words, with the messing around with the Schumann resonance and all these other things, and all of the distractions and the lunacy that's just going on, um, the propaganda and the changing of history and the just constant distractions and the constant division between races, between men and women, between, you know genders and sexualities and all these things. The constant division between economic status, and yet at a specific level, right? If you're really primarily walking in the 3D world, at a specific monetary level, all of a sudden everybody's cool. And yet they want everybody else fighting. Now, hopefully, in the spiritual world, that we'll get to the point where we're not fighting all the time. That would be super nice. I would really love that. That'd be dope. Could we just not fight? Could we not argue? Could we not fuss? Could we just, be good to one another? This is what I would love. Do I think that we'll get there? Yes. I'm just not sure when. But anyway, Pluto is saying yes, and it's really driving you. That plus the fact that the new moon is squaring Mars here down in Gemini at 28 degrees, another very potent placement. And then Mars is quincunxing Pluto. There's positive sides and there's also negative sides to this, right? Or higher and shadow. But this drives you to really want to go after those dreams and then be able to communicate them. It can also make you very competitive. And I happen to know a little bit about that squaring because, this is very close to Cancer. And so my Cancerian sun squares my Aries moon. And so that makes me, so I am very well adept and understand this energy a lot of the drivenness, the competitiveness, but you can mitigate that. It doesn't have to be unhealthy. The ambition, the drive, it's what has made me a successful entrepreneur. It's what makes me, come on here and say, hey, let's do this, let's do that. It drives me to come and bring you all information and content on so many different platforms. It drives me to offer, classes and mentoring and all that. It drives me to do that. Why? Because of this all constant square of ego and emotion and ego and thought life and ego and energy. But the squaring is good because it also hones it and it propels me forward. That's what this energy is going to be like, actually all the way up and through April 20th. That's how strong this new moon is. Usually, we see a little waning of it midway with the full moon, but because this is the initiator for not just the next 6 months, I feel like this is the initial energy that we're going to see as we're constructing things with Saturn here. That as we're constructing things with Saturn, it's this is basically another 2.5 years worth. Okay, so I want you to recognize that. I wonder if it's going to let me do this. Oh, that's the select tool. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. I don't even know how to operate this darn thing at this point. But anyway, my point being is for the next 2.5 years, that's what the energy, like whatever you're putting in front of yourself right now for the next 2.5 and then for the next 20. So I want you to get super clear over the next few days of at least how you want to be living. At the very least, I want you to search your heart and search your soul. And if money wasn't an option and you had as much money as you wanted, you didn't lack for anything, what would you be doing? And it doesn't matter if it sounds crazy or not. What matters is that it's authentic to you. We have to stop with the, oh, that sounds nuts. Oh, I don't think that can happen. Oh, blah, 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 blah. No, stop it. Stop it. We have to come to a point where we can understand that all those dreams, aspirations, ambitions, goals that we have had that we dared not to tell anyone, that's the real us. I don't care how insane it sounds. It's the real you. So let the real you out and let the real you do what you're meant to do. Now, what we're not going to do though, what we're not going to do is we're not going to like quit our job immediately. We're going to set ourselves up, right, for success. Okay, guys, we're going to set ourselves up for success. But this is fabulous energy right here with Juno, Venus, and the North Node all conjunct to again hone into what we really love, hone into what is has been planted in us with that female energy, right? What does our divine feminine want to create? Because it wants to create our destiny. And lovingly, we're going to hear. And then with Uranus here, still, of course, in Taurus, that's really allowing us, that's giving us some wonderful energy to mitigate the doubts, the fears, the imposter syndrome, and have the courage to move forward and get it. The courage to move forward. And then, last but certainly not least, we have Mercury and we have Jupiter here also in Aries. So we're literally going to be able to communicate so very well to ourselves and to others what it is we truly want, how we feel that we are a gift and not in a narcissistic way, and how we intend to achieve that, or at least say this is what I intend to achieve. Um, this is your moment to go after everything that you've ever wanted. This is your moment to determine your future. The future is truly yours. So now the question is, are you going to have this future as a future that is ho-hum, just kind of goes along with the grain? Or are you going to really go after it? And stop letting whatever is going. I also understand this. Whatever is going on in your life right now is temporal. It is subject to change. But you have to determine that you wish for it to change. Because if you don't make that determination, then you're just going to keep getting what you get. And you'll have no one else to blame but yourself. I understand that there are probably a lot of you out there that are like, well, Lisa, I have some legitimate things going on that have precluded me from being able to chase after my dreams. I get it. But there has to be a point in time where you finally decide that you're not going to let anything or anyone hold you back from achieving your dreams, from reaching that goal. Nothing or no one. This is the energy to do it in. This is the energy to set your intentions and set your goals. This is the energy to do that. This is the energy to chart your course for your future. I'm just encouraging you to please do it. I'm just saying, could you please do it? Right? And we're going to give you some more tips and tricks to do that. Just before we let you guys go, oh, hang on one second. Down in the description box below, oh my gosh, stop that. I have a link to sign up for our mastermind, our money consciousness mastermind. So if money has been a problem where like you're like, oh, I can't consistently attract money, and that's been somewhat of an issue, I want you guys to come and speak with my business partner and very, very good friend Josiah and I. Were having a 2-day masterclass all about money consciousness, getting out of the lack mentality in any area. And honestly, guys, if you've hit like a ceiling in your business right now or in your salaries or whatever, and you just can't seem to break it, then you need to come, okay, to this. It's just 1.5 hours for 2 days, the 24th and the 25th. It's only $33 for a ticket, and it's $99 for the VIP ticket, where you get a bunch of other stuff, including some one-on-one time with us. So go down to go to mcm.limitlesslightworker.me. Sign up today. There is a link down in the description box. And I can't wait to see you guys on Friday and Saturday, the 24th and the 25th. All right, gang, I'm going to let you go. Have a great new moon. We'll be doing many more videos, maybe doing some readings. We'll do some meditations. This is going to be a powerful, very powerful new moon. So let's do the right thing, okay? Let's do what we need to do so that we can take our place in humanity's history. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so very much. Namaste. Bye, gang.